Hello, my people. My name is Sophie. I am your host for this podcast, and we are called The Spot. We'll be discussing and tackling issues faced by the youth in these podcasts, and they are directed for the youth, by the youth. I really hope you enjoy it. So today we have our first guest. His name is Chris. Chris, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yo, my people. What's everyone saying?
So we've got Chris here today. He is our manager down at London Rangers. And today the topic we're going to be talking about is a little bit personal to him. It's stuff that he's been through in his life, and he's got a few stories that he can share, but also I think a couple great opinions that he can put across.
Of course.
Yeah?
Of course.
So we're going to start it off by just giving you a brief about the topic. Today we're going to be talking about football and kind of the different opportunities that football can provide and maybe should provide in the UK. I want to start by just asking Chris quickly. Chris, what is your opinion on football in the UK right now?
Right now, that's a mazza. It's changed a lot. It's changed compared to how I used to watch it play growing up. Used to be more entertaining. Used to have players that were flary.
Yeah,
and
I get you.
Just
more interactive, would you say?
Yeah.
More with the crowds and with the people?
Yeah, like it was just so much better back then, in my opinion. Like you had players like Ronaldinho, the GOAT, the greatest of all time, in my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Kakar.
some would argue,
What?
but yeah, I mean,
Hey,
Ronaldo.
Dino is the GOAT, fam.
Ronaldinho, okay, I'm
He's
with
the
you.
king of football, man. With him though, like he can make what he does with a ball. I have never seen no one else do that before.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
one, even Ronaldo, Messi, whatever. Yeah, nah. What he does with a ball it's impossible. I can only imagine doing that by myself.
So what made you? Because Chris likes football. He's been playing football. He played football. I'll let him speak a little bit more about that. But what made you get into football? What was your kind of aspiration?
That's
or
mad. It's crazy though, because like I didn't actually start playing football until like year 3.
Okay, so you was,
three,
for those who don't know, you was about what, 8, maybe 9, about that age?
Maybe even younger, probably.
But yeah, about 7 or 8. We're not that great with the
I
years and the
can't
school
remember.
years.
Yeah,
Probably about 8. Let's round it to that age.
something like that. Yeah. Started off playing at school, which was friends, and I thought, cool. Let me join a team. So I joined my local team called Belmont United.
Okay.
Yo, I could not kick a ball properly. I used to toe punt the ball. Bro, it was...
Confused on how you even got in there.
Yeah, I know. It was mad. So like they had to teach me how the proper technique to kick a ball. It took some time, but over practice, I got better. Kept getting better. The main thing is confidence.
Yeah.
If you have confidence, you can do anything in football.
And do you believe it's about the look as well? I hear a lot, footballers have a certain look about them. They've got a certain swag to them, let's just put it that way.
Okay. To some extent, yeah. So when you see a person, you think, he's a footballer.
I get you.
But it's not always true.
It's not needed to have that look to make you into the industry.
No, of course not.
Whereas like music, you can't just be a singer. You have to have something else about you. I mean, there are singers in the world like Adele, but that's something else about her is what makes her her. Do you know what I mean? Because she does nothing, it makes her Adele.
Yeah.
Whereas if she was to start dancing, do you know what I mean? So is it the same with football? Is it just the talent that you need with football, or is it the other aspects as well? The charisma, the look, the height.
Nah, not the height, because you can find some short. This is what annoys me with football. Like they say you're too short to play football sometimes if you're like under 5 foot. But there's a lot of pro footballers out here. So like if they can make it, why can't these guys?
Why can't anybody else? Yeah.
But now with football, like if you got the talent, you can make it. Yeah, you could make it. But then it's a lot harder now because like you got to be in academies. You got to know people in the academies.
So with regards to you, you got a scholarship, right? For football.
To go America. Well, kinda. When you say scholarship, you'll think, you're getting paid to do something. It's not always like that. That's where people get confused. Alright, cool. So with what I did, I went to America to go university and play football.
Mm.
But, alright, cool. I went to junior college first. They don't give out scholarships, so I was paying everything out of pocket.
Okay, and this is in America?
This is America,
Yeah.
Everything out of pocket. So, what's mad is I actually tore my ACL, which is the ligament in your knee. It's probably like one of the worst injuries you can have.
Is that a common football injury?
It's becoming more common now.
Mm-hmm. It's
like a career-ending injury if you don't treat it right. So with me, it was basically the start of my end, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, it's a hard one because it does cause depression. It really does, yeah. Because like you're basically out for a year. You won't be the same when you come back because it's all in your head now. You're thinking, I can't do that same tackle again because I might hurt myself again. That's what I was going through.
So you're more wary of how you're even playing and
like,
how you're doing things.
I can't turn properly. I don't know. I won't go into certain tackles no more because I'm actually scared.
So you felt like it was kind of a career-ending injury for you?
Yeah, it definitely was. It definitely was. Because in America, like, you got to pay for everything. So health insurance was not cheap. And it doesn't cover everything. They said that if I do my surgery over there, it'll cost me 30k. I said, nope.
I'm coming back.
I'm coming back to London.
Yeah, so you come back to the UK.
I waited until Christmas, came back, saw a doctor. They referred me to a private hospital.
Okay.
Done my surgery there. But the only bad thing is, though, I had to go back to America because I had classes still. I still do my education. So I couldn't do physiotherapy. So I had to do everything myself. But me being me, I was lazy. Yeah, that's my own problem. So technically, it's kind of my fault that I didn't recover properly. But then, again, like, we had a trainer on campus as well. He didn't really help me out that much.
But do you believe even if you had full recovery that you'd ever get back, you would have ever got back to where you was? That you would have ever been able to just pick up where you was from?
Nah.
Or maybe made the career that you intended to get if you made a full recovery? To
some extent. I wouldn't be the same player, but I could be something different. But what I do, I adapt. So because I know that I won't be as quick as I used to be, I can't do certain tackles, so I change the way I play.
I get you. Yeah. I get that. It used to be like an injury with boxing. If you couldn't punch a certain way, you'd have to adjust how you punch so that you could do it. I get that.
So that's what I had to do. So like now, like I don't play the same.
Yeah. So you've adapted your way of doing, and it was that hard for you because I'm a singer. If I had a surgery and I wouldn't be able to sing the same way, or if I sounded different, it would be painful for me. Do you know what I mean? It would be, you kind of feel like maybe in a way that you've lost a part of yourself, or
of course.
Part you once was, you know?
Yeah, no, of course, because I used to be a lot quicker than I am now. And like that alone helped me get out of situations. So because like I was quicker than most strikers out there.
Yeah.
So like if they play that long ball over, I'm there. It's a foot race.
But now I
can't do that.
Yeah.
So now, like, I would, because I'm a centre back, I always stay like a couple feet past my defenders. So then that gives me enough time to get to that ball.
I'm with you.
Yeah. That's what I do now.
So I know that you have spoke a little bit briefly regarding your injury. I know that you mentioned it was your ACL that you broke or tore, sorry? Tore. Yeah. But for those who don't know what an ACL is, could you maybe explain a little bit about how the injury happened and what the actual injury was?
Alright, cool. So what happened first is a month before I went to America, I was playing with my friends. And then one of us collided and I heard my knee pop. Okay. And I couldn't put no weight on it. I was in so much pain. Went to A&E. They said it's nothing. It's fine. Just rest it for a bit. It'll be fine. Cool. Rested for like 2 weeks. Not much change. I couldn't actually straighten my leg.
Oh.
It was that bad.
Okay.
Went back to A&E. They said I can't give you an MRI scan because it takes 3 weeks, and you're going to America in 2 weeks. So there's not much I can do. Only give you a report and said just give it to your doctors out there. Cool. That's what I did. When America showed the physio over there. The report, he said it's nothing major. Put a band on your knee to hold it up, like basically. Pressure, yeah. And play with that.
Wow. So they just kind of like wrapped you up and sent you
Yeah,
out on the field to go.
basically, yeah. So that's what I was doing for like a month.
Okay. Was you in pain during that?
It wasn't that bad. I could play on it, but having that pressure around my knee helped a lot.
Okay.
To relieve the pressure, the pain. So, a month later, during training, the ball came to me. My left leg was planted, and I kicked with my right. But as I kicked it, my knee twisted and popped out my ACL. Okay. So it literally ripped from the bone. So that ripped out. So like, as soon as that happened, I fell to the ground in pain. Like, I wanted to cry. That's how much pain I was in. But obviously I didn't cry. So yeah.
Too manly for that. Too manly.
Yeah. So I firmed the pain so much. Cool. Went doctors. They done an MRI scan. They said, yeah, you tore your ACL and your meniscus. So it turns out I actually ripped my meniscus before. That's what made my knee...
In the UK.
In the UK. That's what made my knee weaker. So cool. They said, all right, cool, you can either do surgery here, which is going to cost you 30k. I said, hell no. So I flew back to London back in December. Saw doctors. Got the surgery done. But I needed 2 surgeries. That's to do my meniscus first and then my ACL. So cool, that's all that happened. And then, but during the whole time when I was injured before the surgery, like, it didn't hit me.
Yeah.
That, when he first told me that, I tore my ACL, I went home, back to my room, and I actually started crying.
Okay.
Because, like, that's like...
Did you know the severity of that injury? Okay. So before even the surgery, you knew how severe that injury was to your career?
Because, like, that's like a career-ending injury. And, like, people don't recover the same way.
And you've always known of that before even the injury happened to you?
Yeah.
So it's probably your worst nightmare, finding out that injury happened to you.
Yeah, I was praying it was something else.
Yeah.
Something else. But then when they said ACL, I was like, oh, shit. Yeah, no, this is mad. So, yeah, went home, back to my room. I actually started crying. Told my mom. And then had to live with it. So as the day goes on, just in pain.
What was the recovery process like after the surgery?
So it was mad. So like my second surgery, I done it here during summer. So like I had some time back here. I had like a couple months back here. So surgery, then I had to go physiotherapy. So that actually helped me get my knee stronger a bit. But then when I went back to America, I didn't have physiotherapy there because I couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
It's just
and
too
you
expensive.
have to pay for everything like that out there.
Yeah, cool. I felt okay. I felt like my knee was getting stronger, all that stuff. I thought, I can come back and actually play football. But then I feel like, when was it? During one day, like, it just hit me. Like, I actually tore my ACL. Like, it hit me like, this is like the worst injury you can ever have. And like, it just made me just feel depressed. And like, I thought, oh shit, can I ever play again? Can I be the same I was and all that stuff? So.
And what day was it for you that actually, do you remember when it was when you woke up and said, okay, I can't do this? Or was it somebody that said it to you? Was it a comment that had been made saying like, you can't do football anymore, go back to the UK? Or what was it?
I actually can't remember, but it was like a period where it just kept hitting me. But like, I didn't know what it was. So like, there was days I just wake up feeling just annoyed, just angry. But I didn't know what it was until like, I think it was like one training session. I realised, I actually told my ACL, I can't do the same.
You processed what had actually happened and realised, okay, I need to think about things differently now in how I'm moving forward with my life.
Basically, that's what happens. I don't know, like, I didn't really tell people that how I was feeling. I feel like no one cared.
Okay.
Yeah.
And why do you feel like nobody cared? Was it because a lot of people get injured in football? And it was kind of like, are you just another person to be like, oh, I injured my leg, I can't play football anymore?
No, I feel like it's just me. I just feel like no one cares enough the way that I care about other people.
don't get what you receive.
Yeah, basically. So like, if someone was hurt, like I'll be there for them all the time. But no one was there for me like that. No one actually asked me, Chris, are you okay?
Wow.
How's your mental health? All that stuff.
Wow.
No one actually asked me that. So that's why like it felt bad for me, because like I'm going around still smiling wherever, but deep down, I'm actually pissed.
Yeah.
So it was mad. It was mad, but like I had to live with it.
Do you feel a bit like what I was saying a second ago? Obviously, injury in football is probably one of the most common career-ending things. If your career ends after being a footballer, a semi-professional footballer, it is usually down to injury.
Yeah.
Once you had a personal injury and you started telling people, I can't play football because of X, Y, and Z, or people that maybe you used to play football with, did you find that you heard a lot from other people, and did it ever annoy you when you heard other people saying, I can't play football, I can't become professional because I hurt myself, when you did hurt yourself and you can't become professional because of it, if that makes
What annoyed me is that like a lot of guys will use that as an excuse, saying, oh yeah, I could have made it pro, but I hurt my knee. Because like everyone will hear that, even girls will say that.
I've heard it, even like, oh yeah, I used to pray for blah blah blah, but then I hurt myself and I couldn't get into professional. I fucked up my knee and I can't do.
See, sometimes like those guys will be just chatting shit. They'd be waffling.
It's an excuse.
An excuse, but like it was never true. But like when it does happen to someone, it hurts. It hurts a lot, because like you could have made it pro.
You actually could have made it. Yeah.
You could, bro. Who knows where my career would have went?
Yeah.
Who knows, fam? But like, when I hear people say that, I'm thinking, did that really happen to you?
Have you ever questioned or argued with anybody who ever has made that comment?
Nah.
Have you, in return, told them about your story?
Oh yeah, I always have.
Yeah.
So like when a girl must have said, funny enough, I was at my cousin's birthday party, and like they're all dancing. So like I can't dance because like I'm actually scared of my knee.
I thought it was just because I can't dance, because I can't dance.
No, I'm actually scared. Like I do one move and my knee will just pop out of place, or just tear again.
So you're really cautious about everything you do, not even football.
No,
and that's still now.
Yeah, still now. Yeah, because my knee's still not as strong as it used to be. But like they always say that after you have surgery on your knee, it won't be the same as before. It's always gonna be weaker. So. Yeah, she must have said, I said to her, like, I can't dance because of my knee. She goes, what? You could have made a pro, but you hurt your knee. I was like, no, seriously, I did. Like, I even got a scar, everything. Like, I can show you.
So she kind of dropped it as if to say, oh, don't drop that line now. Yeah. And you're like, no, this is my life sort of thing.
Basically, yeah. It's like, because she knows.
Because it's getting dropped so much.
Yeah. So it's kind of annoying though, like, don't say it unless it's really happened to you.
Yeah, I get that.
But it's the same thing with like music as well. People like drill rappers, they say they've done something, but they really haven't.
Yeah.
It's basically like that. But what can we do?
With that, I believe a lot of drill rappers, I believe a lot of people say what they want to say because that's what we want to hear for the media, and it's what sells. Whereas in your situation with regards to the football, I do believe a lot of people say it as an excuse. Yeah. And that's why it's been used so often. Yeah. That's why when I hear it, I'm not going to lie, there's many times I hear a guy drop that sort of stuff and I think, my arse, you didn't play for no football team, mate. What, QPR when you was 13, maybe? But that's about it, do you know what I mean? And, you don't know and never think that they actually ever got further, but... you actually had a career-ending surgery and accident that has, enabled you to never be able to kind of go into professional football again.
It's crazy though, because after that injury, like, my body don't feel the same. I'm just always in pain now. And it's crazy though, so like the one season where I could have played, I'd done both my ankles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sprained both my ankles one after the other. So like,
gosh.
1 week I done I think it was my right ankle. No, my left ankle first.
Yeah.
Done that one, started recovering, started getting better, started doing training. And during the warm-up of one of my games, my keeper rolled into my other ankle. I sprained my other ankle. So like both my ankles were just done. So like that season, I didn't play. because I was just in pain.
And
just
that
in
was the
pain.
season you could have kind of started getting back into
Yeah.
it, getting back motivated into it, because your motivation for football probably went completely as well.
Oh yeah, of course it did. But then I don't know what happened. I feel like this one season before that one, my coach said, "Oh, can you record our games?" So I was like, "Ah, cool. I don't mind doing that." But then like it made me see the game differently, being on the
Watching it
sideline.
from a lens rather than playing it.
Yeah, it helped improve my football IQ to like a whole different level
I
right now.
get you completely with that.
Yeah.
I get you completely with that, because I mean, I studied music, and before I studied music was a hobby to me. It was something I loved. I wanted to be a singer.
Yeah.
When I went and studied it, I looked at the elements in a song completely. I wouldn't just listen to a song.
Yeah.
I'd listen to the beat. I'd listen to the structure of the song. I'd listen to the hooks, how catchy, like
All that stuff,
I'd try and work out how they broke down the song. Do you know what I mean? So I didn't just listen to a song, and I get that once you look into something differently, you look into more depth, and you look at it as a different thing.
Oh, of course, yeah. No, of course. But it's the same thing though, like going to America, see the way that they coach, the way they play football as well, opened my eyes to a different style of playing football.
That's a good question, actually. So what would you say the difference that you noticed in the teaching styles and the coaching styles is between the UK and America?
It literally all depends on the coach in America, because like you can find some really bad coaches. What I had, so one of the coaches that I had was really bad. He didn't know nothing about football, but like because he was a track star and he said he had trials for LA Galaxy back in the day, he feels like he could have played, but it was never that good. Like he cared more about your fitness and you being strong. But I'm thinking there's more to football than that. The technique, the IQ, everything.
Especially technique, because technique is very important.
Exactly.
In football.
You can be stupid fit and be running up and down the line
and not know how to kick the ball.
Exactly. Or not know when to make a pass, or when to take someone on, or even take someone on.
Yeah.
If you ain't got that skill, then what's the point in you playing?
Yeah, it's true.
You're just running for no reason.
Did you ever find that you come a lot across of UK coaches that were like that?
UK coaches,
Because I've personally found every UK coach that I have seen has always known the technicality of football, what to do. Yeah, they have kind of cared about fitness, but to me, it's always kind of more about skill set and rules, the way you play the game.
Of course. But that's what I know. And all the coaches that I've had in England have been like that as well.
Yeah.
They knew how to play the game. They showed me like the technical side to the game. So that's where I learned some things from as well. But in America, I think the one coach that I had in California, he's probably the best coach that I've had.
That's where you was in America, right?
Yeah.
Because when you went over to America, where did you go, sorry?
I went California and Texas.
Texas, okay.
Yeah.
So you was
So
always
the coach
around
that I had in California, he was really good. He's probably one of the best coaches I've seen in America.
Wow, okay.
And because of him, my football IQ has grown a lot.
Amazing.
So like I always praise him, saying that he's a great coach. But compared to one I had in Texas, he was horrible. I could have led the team better than him.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? So it weren't really about how well they was, it was just who they was, their previous...
But what annoyed me
how
is
good they were
when
as
I
well.
joined the school in Texas, that team on paper were amazing compared to the season before. The season before, they only won like 6 games.
Okay.
But how can the season that I joined with all these great players only win 1 game?
Oh.
That just shows him tactically doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Because he basically used the same tactics as last season with the bad players, with the good players. So like it made no sense.
So he didn't know how to change the tactics depending upon, or the way that they played depending upon the players.
Exactly.
Because you're supposed to change formations, you're supposed to do all... you do it in half time if you realise that your game isn't going great. Do you know what I mean? You change around formation, you switch it up.
Didn't do none of that stuff.
Nothing like that.
But that's the thing, he had no tactics in his book.
He didn't have the skill set to be able to do that because he didn't know himself.
The players that he would play, some of them weren't on the same level as the others. So it made it harder for the good players to play with them and actually win games. So it was annoying though. Like he put me on the bench for so long, didn't even play me that season. But his excuse was, I was injured.
And how did that make you feel? I mean, I know your injury. I know you drawed lightly earlier upon how your mental health was really affected by your injury. But if you don't mind, I know it probably could be quite touchy, but if you don't mind, if you want to go into a little bit more depth about how your mental health was affected by not being put onto play and, you know, your injury, how did that affect you as a whole?
It made me feel useless. Like, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? Like, am I even good enough to play for these guys? Am I even good enough to play football? Like, what the hell am I doing? And like, I felt suicidal at one point as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was that while she was in America or when you come back home?
When I was in America. Actually, when I was in California at one point as well, like, because I kept taking everything bad kept happening to me. So I thought, like, what the hell am I doing?
What am I doing? Yeah, you thought it was projected at you, like you was the bad person.
Yeah, so it just got annoying.
And how did you get yourself out of, if you're out of that, I'm not saying you are, but how did you...
So moving to Texas kind of helped, but then it didn't help because I wasn't playing. So I thought, let me seek counselling. So I saw some counselling, and then it made me realise what the problem was. And then made me realise, like, there's more to life than football. Yeah. But for me, though, like, football is my life.
There wasn't no more to life than football for you at that point.
That was it, fam. Because, like, whatever I'd done on the field, I could do in real life. So, like, if I had confidence on the field, I have confidence in real life. Yeah. Stuff like that. So...
You felt like it was a part of the way that you functioned in real life was that. If it wasn't for that, you wouldn't be the person you are, sort of thing. Of course,
yeah. So it was annoying though, like I couldn't do that no more.
Finding yourself without that thing.
Yeah, so I didn't know what I could do. Because football was my life. I have so many talents, but like that was one of them. That was my main one. It's basically like your first love. That's what it was. That was my first love. So like, imagine her breaking your heart. That's how it felt.
You didn't know how to comprehend it. Still, was you just about to say, go on, say it?
I still feel like that. I still feel like that. I can't play properly. Like, every time I do play, like, my body's just in pain. Always, so...
Do you avoid playing now to avoid that feeling?
Nah, it's like an addiction.
You need to play.
Yeah. It's like an addiction. So, like, on a Sunday, I'll go play with my friends. But, like, it's not that intense. But even so, though, like, after playing, like, I'm in pain. Like, last week, not this Sunday, but Sunday before, I felt okay after playing. I thought, well, I'm coming back.
I'm getting better, yeah.
I'm getting better. But then last week, my body said, nope. Back to being in pain.
And then, so do you feel a bit like, what do I do now? Do I go back and play? Do I not play? Or what is your mindset on that? Because you know you're going to have pain after you play. And you choose to pay. Yeah. So what is the thought process in that?
Because I'm addicted, like, I still go play.
But define why you say you're addicted. Why would you say you're addicted to playing football?
Because it makes you feel
knowing
good.
That you... Okay, so maybe the
endorphins. Mentally makes you feel good. Physically makes you feel good. Knowing that, I'm running, I'm getting fitter. I'm doing things that I would never do before. So, like...
And do you feel like because it's a part of your past that you're still holding on to and you never want to let go sort of thing?
It's one of them ones, yeah. But then like I feel like because I hurt my knee so young, I still had a lot more to learn and a lot more to do in football. That's why I still play as well. Because like I want to show off the skills that I can do. And
don't want to limit yourself because of an injury,
Yeah. So it's mad. It's mad. All I can say is it's an addiction. It really is an addiction.
And how do you find your mental health now? We're talking, how many years ago was this injury now?
Probably like 6 years.
We're talking six coming up to 7 years ago the injury was. You're based back in the UK now, working down at London Rangers. How are you feeling now? On a day-to-day?
A bit better, but I feel like every time I'm in pain, the depression comes back. But then once it starts getting better again, I feel okay. But then after playing football, I feel in pain. I feel kind of depressed.
Like a cycle.
Yeah.
Like a going round.
It's a routine, basically.
So what, just that last comment being said, what do you think we could do as London Rangers or as a UK as a whole to improve the mental health side of things after an injury in football? I think personally it needs to be spoken about.
Oh, of course.
This is probably the only in-depth conversation I've ever heard about really a football injury and its long-lasting effects.
Check up on people. Seriously, check up on people. Give them counselling. Yeah, give them counselling. Make them see what the problem is and that it's not really a big problem like that. You can move forwards. There's always more to life than what you've lost. So just keep going with life. You can do something different.
So obviously you've played football in the UK. You've also played football in America when you got sent over for the scholarship.
Yeah.
Do you believe the kids in this country and America maybe work differently for their opportunities? I know in America there is a lot more of a struggle with regards to health, with regards to childcare, with regards to financial struggles.
Oh, yeah.
So, and I believe in the UK, you know, us children, us kids, let's just say, you know, we get free education, free healthcare, youth services when they are around. That's something we'll move on to shortly. But do you believe between maybe the UK and America, from what you've seen, people work harder or work differently or put in more effort?
Cool. I say for us in the UK, I feel like we violate. Yeah, we violate because we know we have all this stuff, but don't use it to its full extent.
Yeah.
So in America, like, just to play Sunday League or something like that, you got to pay a lot of money. To play for a club in America, you got to pay a lot of money. One of my friends was saying that he had to pay $3,000 per term just to play football. And that's at a club. But for us here...
Whereas over here, it's about...
£300? Maybe less to join a club?
To join a club, yeah. I mean, even to put my little son in it, it's about what... £60, £70 a month for him to go football, something like that.
Look how cheap it is. And that covers basically everything.
Everything. Everything.
But in America, like... You pay that $3,000 just to join the club. Then you have to pay for, like, if you go on tournaments, you got to pay for the hotel, the transport, all that stuff.
So unless you basically get signed, you are literally paying, which is kind of the same as here, but with finances, it's obviously more expensive. You're saying in America to be able to do them same things.
It's mad. I feel sorry for them because, like, a lot of ballers that I've met out there couldn't afford to play for a club team.
Yeah. So then they missed loads of opportunities probably due to it because of finances. So you believe in the UK, maybe the children here, because they get it kind of handed to them.
Yeah.
They maybe don't know as much as their parents' financial struggle, so they're kind of not seeing it as like a struggle or as an issue. They're like, oh yeah, do you know what? I can wake up and not go football next week. It's not a problem.
Oh, of course, yeah.
But
if you want to take this sport seriously and actually make it pro, bro, you got to go to these teams. You got to go training, improve your game. There's always... Even though you feel like you're at the best, you can always improve. Always. What, you think Ronaldo and Messi don't improve? Every season, they're accomplishing new tasks.
Of course.
New targets.
Because you can always get better.
Of course.
You can always get better.
Yeah.
So what do you think, like, obviously, back to what I was saying with regards to youth services, I'm sure everybody knows, and if you don't know, it is all over the internet, about how the fact that our youth services have been stripped dramatically in these last few years. We don't get as much money getting put into the youth of the UK nowadays, and not a lot of services for them. So what do you think that maybe in the UK could be done to enable not even just males and females to get into football at maybe not so much of not even really cost, but what do you think that could be done?
My thing is though, like, let's go to like another country in Europe, like France.
Yeah.
They've got free places for them to play football. They got AstroTurf that are free to go to and play football. But in this country, like, look, go in Power League. How much it costs to go book a pitch at Power League? Like £70.
Oh, yeah, no, I get you.
It's
even
ridiculous.
Down goals in Wembley just to book out the place for a day.
It's like 60.
It is ridiculous.
Why am I paying so much just to play football?
Yeah.
They've made it into a business now where for us kids, we got to pay just to play a sport that we love.
Yeah. Yeah.
which is annoying though. Like, it should be free. And that way you can actually develop players here in the UK so much easier. Instead of you going to academy, whatever, like, yo, you can go down to your AstroTurf and you can pick out any player that you want. And you can make him join your team. It's simple as that. But in this country, nah, they don't do that. You got to pay to play, which is annoying.
So you believe maybe there being some more free football
venues, yeah.
Venues. And then with regards to the coaches, obviously, do you believe that they kind of just need to be willing to coach out for free? Or that there should be some form of funding that has got put in place to enable them to teach for free?
Yeah.
But for them to still get paid?
Yeah. Because, like, they're basically volunteering a lot. So, like, when I played on the league, it was basically my friend's dad coaching us.
Yeah.
That's him volunteering. Like, he could have done something else. He could have went out with his family that Sunday. Friday night, we have training. He could be with his family chilling. But instead, he's volunteering, coaching us. That's because he loves the sport as well.
Yeah.
So I feel like they should get paid for doing what they love as well. But then also, like, they're spending time, their own time, to help us get better, to achieve our goal. So, like, yeah, they're doing something good. So they should get rewarded.
And they should get paid for it. And I believe, obviously, it is quite hard setting up schemes and setting up funding and giving it out. And we understand that. And this is why there are none. But with more football opportunities getting put in place, what do you believe that could provide for the youths in London? Like, for me personally, I believe if there's more opportunities being granted for young people with regards to football and sports, then they have more of a place to go rather than going home, not having nowhere to go. So then they decide to see their friends at the corner of their road and chill there for the day, rather than going to like an AstroTurf for free.
No, of course.
That's just, to me, the basic kind of opportunity is a place for them to be.
It's
that
crazy.
Is a bit more safe.
Yeah, of course. It's crazy though, because when I was growing up as a kid, like, me and my neighbours, because I lived on like a dead end, so we used to play on the streets for
like
hours.
A crescent.
Yeah. We used to play on the streets for hours.
I mean, I lived on a crescent when I was growing up, and it was very different to now looking at it. I used to be allowed out till 8, 9 o'clock at night. My mum would come out, Sophie, dinner time.
Exactly,
and we'd have to go back in.
Yeah.
That would be it. You just wait till you heard your name getting called. Whereas now, where I'm living, I'd never feel comfortable with my son staying out for the day. Like, even on my like concourse on my estate, in the middle bit of my estate, I still wouldn't feel safe him being there, because I can't see him from my direct house. I'm at the back.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no, you're not going out there because it's not safe. But it's like, at the end of the day, if there was, maybe not obviously for him because he's very young, my son's only 4, so it's not really included with him, but for older children, if there is more opportunities, then they wouldn't always feel as though they need to just hang around and just be there.
No, yeah.
With nothing to do.
Oh, of course. Like, that's the thing though, like, I feel like the youth these days are just bored. They've got nowhere to go, nothing to do, so they thought, okay, let's just chill with my friends, just cause problems now. Yeah. That's what they're doing, just causing more problems.
And they might not necessarily be causing problems, but they just get stigmatized as causing problems because of the way that they look, maybe as a group on a corner, maybe the way that they dress. It gets stigmatized as being, youth attire. But how can you define stuff like that? Do you know what I mean? Like, how do you define it? It's hard. It's hard. And that's why the stigma comes around. But I believe, like, so tying this back down to where we are at London Rangers, we have opened up, you'd actually probably be a bit greater to talk about this sort of stuff, our training courses here.
Okay, yeah. So we've got a junior and youth program where we're training kids. It's just somewhere for them to go play football, get better. But eventually, like, if we still get people coming regularly, we'll create a team from that, so they can actually start playing matches. Yeah. So they can actually show their skills and do something with it. So them playing for us, like, it could open doors. Yeah.
So it's a great opportunity for us, and it's also a great opportunity for them.
Oh, of course, yeah.
What we're doing down here, we also do like courses that enabled, because, you know, I wasn't the greatest when I was in school.
Yeah.
I went down to like a pupil referral unit, didn't get much GCSEs. By the end of it, ended up managing to get like an access course to uni and then going to uni and getting a degree. But, you know, I started that at 18 years old going to college, not the age where you should be going to university at that age realistically. Yeah. So this is why, you know, this is another reason why we've kind of done this training academy down here at London Rangers, because we understand that there's so many young people who fall through the cracks. They don't get what they need to get to enable them to move forward fulfillingly in life. So we've started this. Do you want to explain a little bit like about what courses we do down here?
We've got a BTEC program in sports. So like whatever sport you like, it could be boxing, basketball, football, whatever. We can do a course for that around your sport. Yeah. So
we understand down here that there's not a lot of opportunities that are getting given to young people, especially in the sports industry. But not only that, but just in general. But that's why down here we have created different forms of schemes that cater to all of the aspects of young people and what they're missing out on, you know, sports, courses, GCSEs, job work, even housing. Yeah. So, you know, check us out if you guys haven't checked us out before. Check us out on our website. How can they check us out for our football stuff?
Instagram.
Yeah, you can follow us on Instagram.
Our Instagram is London Rangers FC. Also, on a shout to the Athlete's Guide. That's my other company, where my friend started this because he realized a lot of young kids haven't got the opportunity to play football. So what we're doing now is like, we're basically a recruitment agency where we find players that want to go to America and get an education in place. So basically what we did. Yeah. And we help them through the whole process.
Brilliant. So they've actually got somebody there to be their support, because I know when you was over there, you felt a little bit
of course,
lost in a whole different country. You didn't have that support. You didn't have that person.
I didn't know no one when I went there. I went there on my own at 18. That's a
whole
big
different
change.
Country.
Yeah. So I met friends out there, made friends out there. So
that you're still in contact with now, of course, which is amazing.
Yeah, it's mad.
Nice.
But if anyone that does want to go to America and actually try it out, holler the Athlete's Guide.
So what is the at or the website that they can find that out at?
Our Instagram is at the Athlete's Guide. All the information is on there. Yeah, and our email will be on there. Website will be on there as well.
You can also go onto the London Rangers website, where you'll find mine and Chris's beautiful face. You'll see our beautiful faces on there. If you need any further of our information, our numbers there. If you ever want to give us a call for any additional support. Also, if you guys want to hear specific topics being spoke about, then send us a message on Instagram or give us a call, and we'll definitely put that on the list for a potential topic to talk about. But we hope you have enjoyed today's podcast.
Of course.
Yeah, and thank you to our lovely guest Chris for coming down and having a conversation and telling us all about his personal experiences. Thank you. We appreciate that.
No problem.
And I hope you guys enjoy it. Make sure you tune in to our next one. Next will be in 2 weeks. And thank you guys.
Take care, people.
Well, thanks for tuning in, guys. That's all for now. Make sure you're keeping up to date on our socials so you can find out when the next podcast is coming out. We're at London Rangers on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. There will also be additional support links on our website in case you feel as though you need support regarding the topics that we spoke about. I hope you stay safe and stay well. Take care. Bye.